Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about traveling. I absolutely love to travel, as you may know, and today I'm going to share with you kind of my road trip in Arizona, which was about 13 days I believe, and we went from Phoenix to Phoenix. We just did a little circle like that. So let's talk about it. To go somewhere new. So I have a little computer here, so I'm going to read off. But so first, like I say, we went straight to Phoenix. So we visited a little bit around Phoenix. At first we went to Goldfield Ghost Town. So it's a little touristy, of course. It's a little kind of old western little town. But I think it's really fun to stop by if you have time, you know. It's kind of like a bunch of little museums. We actually didn't visit the museum. We were just walked around the city, which is super small. But it's just really cute, and we just got a drink there. And I don't know, it was kind of a fun stop. After we went to the Apache Junction because it's just like on the way, and it's like super cute because you kind of see the Superstitious Mountain. You have the Elvis Memorial Church, you have a bunch of cactuses and stuff like that, so it's just on the way to other things, and it's just a fun stop to do. So the first big stop we did was Tortilla Flat. So Tortilla Flat is like a really tiny town, but it has a really fun saloon which is all decorated in $1 bills, and they have a bunch of kind of like westerny vibe in there in the saloon, especially in the food as well, and it's a fun stop to do. So then we went back north and we went to the Petrified Forest, Painted Desert. It was absolutely beautiful. Of course you need to kind of walk more there to really see the things. I mean, you have a bunch of different parkour or trails to do, and it's really gorgeous. I mean, I can't even explain. It's like, it seems like on another planet. It's just such a weird landscape. It feels like it's just a painting, but it's so beautiful and it's just so different from everything I've seen before. But you need for sure to walk to the trail, to take like a few hours and walk down a trail, and it's just going to be beautiful and you're not going to regret it. Then we went to Monument Valley. So Monument Valley, of course, is also extremely famous. There are a bunch of people. If you don't really like touristy things, you know, at first you're not going to like it, because when you arrive in the park, you're just going to see so many people. But then what we did, we took the car and drove around the monuments, and honestly there weren't that many people doing that, I guess. I don't know, at least when we went there. So it was really fun because we drove around kind of our own rhythm, and it was so gorgeous. It was, I don't know, once again, it's just a landscape that is so weird and so different. I've seen something that I will maybe do if I go again. I've seen people actually doing tours on horses, and I feel like that could even be a lot more fun than just in your car. So I'll probably maybe do that next time. So then we went to the Chelly Canyon, and I think it's one of the most underrated things we did in Arizona. Honestly, when I prepared the trip, because I'm the one that basically chose where we were going to, because I love to travel and I love to look at this kind of stuff, so they were like, okay, do it. And I saw people talking about the Canyon of Chelly, but not very much, I guess. Not as much as Grand Canyon or Monument Valley or Antelope Canyon or other things you can do in Arizona. So I put it on the list, but I only put one day on it, like almost like an afternoon. So we didn't have that much time there. And it was gorgeous. I mean, it's such a pretty canyon. It's like a smaller canyon, and it says it's not all dried up like other canyon, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a lot more, there are a lot of more vegetation, and basically you have, it's like the Navajo, I don't know how to pronounce it, region, and you have a bunch of their really old houses in the rock. So it's super impressive. You can hike down. We did not have time to hike down because I didn't think it was going to be that crazy, because so many people didn't even talk about it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go there, but not too much. So we only had time to like drive around and see it from like up there, but we don't have time to hike down, and I regret it so much. So if I go back, I for sure would want to hike down the Chelly Canyons. Then from there we went to Page, Arizona to do the horseshoe bend. It's absolutely gorgeous when you get there. Maybe go early if you don't want too many people. When we went there, it was kind of like early afternoon, and there were so many people. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that it's gorgeous, but maybe if you like to be more like, you know, calm and not like in a touristy area, at least when it's not too crowded, maybe go really early. We did not. We didn't have the time to go early. So yeah, I would recommend to all these things. I mean, you always need to go early if you don't want too many people. So yeah, gorgeous. Don't be too scared if you don't like height or you don't like cliffs or anything. It's a little scary. I've seen people do crazy things like walking right on the border, like putting their feet like up, like down. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. But yeah, I really recommend to do it because it's so cute, it's so beautiful. Then next to that there is the Antelope Canyon. We did the lower Antelope Canyon, and gorgeous. Again, it's beautiful. Of course, it's extremely crowded. So when we got there, it was super crowded. We waited, I don't know, at least 40 minutes, 50 minutes for our tour to go. Then we went outside, and outside we waited again like 20 minutes, and it was really hot. So bring your water because people pass out all the time. Bring water, it's so hot outside. And then when you go down, at first it's just so crowded in the first couple like rooms. I guess the canyon creates kind of small rooms, and at first it's so crowded you don't really enjoy it because you're just kind of glued to everyone. But then I will start doing little tours, so they only bring like, I don't know, 10 people at a time, and the corridors, or I don't know, hallways created by the canyon get smaller and smaller, so you can't be too many, so you just walk by one, and that's a lot more enjoyable than the beginning, because then you really feel more alone, less stress, you don't feel like all the crowd, you don't it's not too busy anymore, and you really have time to enjoy the canyon and the beauty of it. So yeah, even if you don't really like touristy things, I still recommend because it's so gorgeous. I mean, all these things are touristy for a reason, they are beautiful. So I still recommend to do it. From there, I'm just going to say a couple things you can do in Utah, because we still did a little tiny loop in Utah, and I still recommend it because Utah as well is so gorgeous. So we did the Bryce Canyon, that is breathtaking again. We did the Zion National Park. That's the two park we did in Utah. Recommend totally, some of the most beautiful landscapes I've ever seen. Of course, to really feel this full experience, you actually need to hike. So if you go there, try to train your cardio before that. Bring so much water, bring some food. I regretted not bringing enough water and I had a hard time, but it's so worth it. It's so gorgeous, but you need to hike down to really see the full potential of all these parks for sure. Or I hike up, whatever you prefer. For the Zion National Park, I did the Narrows Trail when you walk down in the water, and I think it was one of the most fulfilling experiences in my life, because first it's gorgeous, and two, it's just so fun. I don't know, you're always with your family or your friends and you're walking down that water, fighting against the current. There's like sometimes little ponds where you can kind of like swim completely in it, so it's so much fun. Then we went back to Arizona. We did Grand Canyon, of course, one of the most famous canyon in the world. It's gorgeous, it's breathtaking, it doesn't look real, it's so giant that you just look at it and feel like it's just not real. It looks like a painting. It's gorgeous from the outside, just from walking out, but then again, it's a canyon, so really to see the full potential of it, you should hike down if you can. I know not everyone can hike down, but if you can, recommend to do it. Again, do it really early, for one, because it's to be colder and it's going to be less crowded. So I don't remember exactly what time we got up, but we got up before the sun even came out, and we started walking down, and yeah, it's a lot better. It's start of the day right. Bring a lot of water and food again. It's gorgeous. Then from there we kind of drove through the Quebec National Forest, and we went to the Coco Nino National Forest. I don't know how you pronounce that. We went there for the lava tubes. So lava created a giant tube where you can walk down in. It's not really pretty. I mean, the outside is pretty. Like when you come, it's like in a forest. The forest is really pretty. But the lava tube is not something you go there to because it's pretty, but because it's really fun. I don't know, I enjoyed it a lot. You basically hike down, it's like really dark, you can't see anything. Tunnel, and it's just like getting smaller and smaller, and sometimes you just have to bend to just like go through the little holes, and I thought it was so much fun. To do that, basically you need to have flashlight, good shoes, not be scared of the dark because you don't see anything if you don't have a flashlight, and even with your flashlight you barely see stuff. Then we went to Flagstaff, so we did only, I think, 2 cities. We did Phoenix and Flagstaff, actual cities, but Flagstaff is kind of a fun city. I think it's not like beautiful or anything, but it's like kind of cute, not beautiful, but kind of cute. There are a bunch of cool restaurants, there are a lot of crowd, there are a lot of people, there are like some music, a bunch of stores. I don't know, it's just a fun city to stop at. You have Route 66 not very far. Then we went to Sedona, we stopped there, not very long, but same, it's like a really cute city to visit, I guess. It's not very big, but it's beautiful because it's like surrounded by a bunch of mountains. And we just stopped there, ate some cheesecake. I think we had one kind of drink, but it's just cool to stop at, and it was on the way. Then we went to the Papago Park, and it's right next to Phoenix is when we went back to Phoenix. And there is the hole in the rock, so basically you just have a small trail to go up that giant rock. And in the rock there is a hole where you kind of walk to, and then you have a nice kind of landscape on the city and on the park. So just really fun thing to do. It's so pretty, and you have like this kind of pond with a bunch of like palm trees. It's so pretty. So yeah, I just recommend to do that if you're next to Phoenix. At the end of our road trip, we for sure did a bunch of other stuff on the side sometime when we stopped because it looked cool, like I said at the beginning. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some ideas. Of course, a bunch of these things are really famous, but yeah, I wanted to talk about them if you prepare a road trip in Arizona. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Salut!